Hello, everybody. Welcome to Diva like Edwina's Inner Diva segment. I am Anastasia, your host. I wanted to do a brief update to the Inner Diva segment that I did before on bipolar disorder. And I wanted to talk about my own personal journey dealing with this disease. And yes, I call bipolar and any other mental illness a disease because it causes dis-ease. And anything that causes dis-ease is a disease. All right. So, and I've said that before too, but I just want to stress that. um, I mentioned, I believe I mentioned in my introduction video when I started this show on YouTube about the changes that I would need to take in as I discovered that I have bipolar 1 and I also have ADHD, and I will be doing a show on ADHD in an upcoming Inner Diva segment. Right now, I just wanted to talk about the changes, the dietary changes that I have been faced with. And I have to say, with all honesty, that I have been really struggling with that. The bipolar and the ADHD diagnosis does come with a huge change in diet. Um, I'm supposed to be avoiding all refined sugars, wheat and wheat gluten, along with with the ADHD. There's just a laundry list of foods that someone with ADHD should avoid in order to avoid having uh, having the hyperactivity uh, triggered. And again, I have been really struggling with that, and it's mainly because I there's some foods that I really don't want to give up. I'm willing to do some things, but I'm just not willing to do others. And I have been really fighting with myself on this. It all comes down to this though, and I think I did mention it on another on the bipolar segments that you have to incorporate all the components in order to successfully manage a disease such as bipolar or ADHD or a combination of both, which is what I have. And at the end of the day, I realized that my health is the most important thing, and that I have to eat not just to fill my stomach, but I have to eat to feed my brain so it can work as normally as it possibly can under its circumstances. So, like I said, I haven't been doing too good. I really haven't. I've gained a little weight, but nothing to where I don't have to go buy a whole new wardrobe because I ate so much I can't wear it. Nothing like that. But I can kind of tell. Uh, and then my sleep has been messed up and stuff like that. So I decided that I am going to to do what I need to do for myself. And no one is going to do this thing for me. It has to come from me. So I decided that as of Monday, and this is gonna be rough. As of Monday, no more refined sugars, no more wheat and wheat gluten products, no more chocolate, ooh, no more pork. Ooh, and I love pork. That's gonna be the hardest thing ever. And a host of other things. Because, like I said, with ADHD, it is a laundry list of foods that a person with ADHD has no business eating. Um, and I know that ultimately it will be for my own good. I started juicing over the summer month, and that has helped considerably. But I have fallen off the wagon as of late. So I will be back on that wagon again with the juicing. And I noticed that when I was juicing, I didn't crave as much. I had more stamina throughout the day, and I got hungry, but it wasn't like a ravenous kind of a hunger. And I actually did lose a little bit of weight, and I was regular. I'm really telling my business out here on YouTube land, but I was. So I will be incorporating juicing, and I will continue with taking my supplements. And as the medications uh, are added or subtracted or whatever, I will continue with my medications as well in order to help myself to have a balance, to have a balanced brain. And that is something I have to honestly say I never experienced in my whole life. And I have to do this in order for me to be able to function much better. So that was what I wanted to say about what's been going on with me since my diagnosis, the struggle to really to deal with the dietary uh, challenges. I shouldn't say challenges. I don't know why I keep trying to make this a negative thing, and it really doesn't have to be. And so that's another thing I have to work on too is the way that I'm looking at this thing. And I'm looking at it like I'm gonna be deprived and all some other kind of stuff when I really should be open to the new things that I'm about to experience. And these new things are not necessarily bad things. And there are these things that I'm about to experience is going to help me to grow and expand as a human being. It's going to help me also to be able to be more creative with my food choices, with cooking, and all of that. So I really need to adjust my attitude, and I think that's probably has been the biggest thing. It has been the way that I'm looking at the dietary stuff. Everything else I'm on board with, but the dietary, I don't know. I've just been struggling. So I think that's probably what it is, and I'm going to have to uh, pray on that and really adjust my attitude and and approach this from a spirit of gratitude and a spirit of acceptance and a spirit of accepting something new and different and wonderful and being open to the things that Jehovah God has in store for me. So again, that's where I'm at with the dietary thing. So I have to put my foot down on how I handle that. And I will be coming back with more updates. I will say that one change I did make with this was actually uh, a step back into what I grew up with. And that one thing that I have thought about since my diagnosis is how I used to eat when I was growing up. I did not eat a lot of bread. We had sweets ever so often. Every blue moon, there was soda in the house. We never even had soda unless we were having company or something, and it was usually a Sprite or 7 Up or ginger ale. We very rarely had Coke. We didn't, we ate out, but we didn't do a lot of fast food. The food was mostly cooked at home. So I had been thinking a lot about that. And one thing I did, like I said, actually I took a step back and looked at some of the things that I did. And one thing that I did incorporate back into, believe it or not, is this item here. And I'm going to show y'all this real quick because I only got a couple of minutes. And I know y'all going to think I'm crazy. Crisco, all-purpose shortening vegetable oil. When I was a kid, my mom, when she fried food, this is what she fried it in. And back in, I would say, the mid to late 70s, early 80s, all of a sudden, Crisco was the worst food ever. It was bad. It was evil. It was this. It was that. It was frick. It was frack. Everything but good. And so, and they scared so many people. You can't eat shortening. Shortening's gonna kill you. It's gonna harden your eyes. It's gonna do all this stuff. So my mom stopped. I'm checking my time here. She stopped using Crisco and switched to canola oil, which is a good oil. I ain't got nothing against canola. I really don't. But I love Crisco. I love the way stuff tasted. Well, I found out that there is some new information about Crisco. Crisco is a vegetable oil. It's from soybean, first of all. So if you have a soybean allergy, this is not something that you would want to use. But for those of you who can tolerate soybeans, this is an excellent oil to cook with or shortening because they do have the oil form. It has no trans fat. It has, as a matter of fact, omega 3. Wait a minute, no, it has omegas in here. Now I just saw the thing. Okay, here we go. Omega 3 fatty acids is in Crisco, and it has been in Crisco the whole time. And it also is an excellent substitute for individuals who cannot have butter, like myself. That's another food that I have to give up because of my health condition. So I put this back in to my dietary plan. And like I said, there are going to be some adjustments and things like that. And I know some of you out there are going to look at this video and go, she is holding up some Crisco flipping oil talking about health. But this was healthy. Just like, people said potatoes were bad. People said eggs were bad. People said iceberg lettuce is bad. And now you can, they're just singing their praises and they just can't say enough about how good the stuff is. So that was just one of those items that, was misunderstood. And now they know that, mama and grandmama and all of them knew what they was doing and knew what they was talking about when they was cooking with Crisco. All right. So that's one of the things. And like I said, I will be back with another update and featuring some more items and things like that that I will be incorporating in my diet. Until then, I will say this to you. No matter where you go, you have to take yourself with you. So take your most fabulous, fierce, wonderful, compassionate, and most loving self with you. I will talk to you all later. That's my timer. Bye bye.